Dan, there's been a lot of contenders for opening of the podcast. Stan's being a pedo.
I was 15 and you were 16.
I was 23.
You were not 23. Me being a racist,
joke.
apparently.
You being a racist?
I love the Deep South.
This is where Richelle reveals that she's just hardcore racist.
And then Stan's world peace.
I love the Deep South. There's just something American about it. It's so funny.
Hello and welcome back to Binge and Cringe, and I'm here with Stanz, but not just Stanz, with Richelle. Woo!
Woo!
And obviously, because this is the special Twilight episode, we all dressed up as our respective characters from Twilight. So we've got Stanz as Edward, Richelle as Bella, and me as Jacob.
Did you
Love that.
actually dress up? We can't see each other. I don't know if people who are listening know that.
What do you mean, did we actually dress up?
I'm sorry, did you actually dress up?
Did you not?
Did you?
I've got the whole hair and everything. I'm Jacob from Twilight.
Are you actually wearing an outfit? When I watch this episode, are you going to be wearing an outfit?
Hold on, let me show you.
Yay!
What the hell? Do you
He's
have a
got
mullet?
the hair.
What are you-
That's
I
so
got the
funny.
hair, dude. I
Yeah.
didn't intend for it to be ginger, but
Yeah.
it works out
You're
because I'm
ginger,
ginger. So
Jacob.
You're
ginger.
Daphne from Scooby-Doo. What are you-
it would have been worse if I'd gone like full for it and decided to dress up as Native American. So I decided, you know what,
Yeah.
I'll just go
Yeah,
with the
no
ginger
brown
version.
face.
Yeah. No cultural
I love
appropriation, just
that.
the long hair. And obviously, you guys you've got the contacts in for Edward and.
Yep.
And Richelle's looking extra emo for Bella. You know, we're
I
there.
am. I don't have a Twilight shirt. I need to steal Ludwig's, but I do have Brittany, so I wore my Brittany shirt. I
Sick.
did dress up as Bella in high school.
But like on purpose, or were you just?
Yes, on purpose. We did. It was like come as your favorite movie character day, and my ex-boyfriend I thought looked like the Mexican Jacob, and so I dressed up as Bella, and he dressed up as.
Also,
Very
he actually
sick.
did look like...
He did. He looked like Taylor
does.
Lautner. He was a good-looking kid.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor Lautner is like, I think, because obviously they just gave him the long hair for the first
Right.
episode, but he never gets the glow up in Twilight.
No.
Does he? It's only in New Moon, which is why I am. So Stanz has said in the previous episodes that he hates fucking everything else after Twilight.
Please tell me
I
New
stand
Moon
by
is
it.
your favorite.
I think New Moon's pretty fucking good, you know?
New Moon
No,
is my
it's not.
favorite.
It's not good. It's
yes,
not
it
good.
is. New Moon is my favorite too. But I think it's because one, I was a depressed kid, so it was like fun watching Bella be depressed. And
Yes.
two, it was like all about Team Bella. It wasn't Team Jacob or Team Edward. It was like Bella
Yes.
choosing herself.
Dude, we're the same. For some reason, I relate with Bella as well, but I think
I
yours
love
makes
it.
sense. Mine's a bit crazy. Before we get onto Twilight stuff, I thought because we've got fucking Richelle here, this is sick. I'm interested, Richelle.
Oh,
What
God.
do you really know about this Binge and Cringe? Because you know a bit about like Stanz's Twitch stuff. Obviously, you're on many a video, but this is
Yeah.
a new thing. So
Yeah, so what I know is that you guys watch a lot of Glee and then you talk about it. So that's the
Dude,
basis of
You're
you're
what
our
I
biggest
know.
fan. You know everything. That's
do.
all there is.
She loves all the Taskmaster uploads on Patreon. She says she's watched every
yeah,
single one.
watched every
100%.
single one. It's crazy because there's only one, so it didn't take that much to watch them all. Stanz?
Shoot.
Yeah, I gotta get on that.
What are your thoughts on Glee? You seem like a kind of person that would really love Glee, Richelle.
Have you ever even seen a
I've
single
never
episode?
seen a single episode. of
Wait,
Glee.
actually, that's a
I mean,
huge
I hadn't
revelation
Yeah.
until
for
we
me.
did this.
No,
So-
no, I've it's funny is everyone assumes I have like a Glee personality, but
You
I
do,
didn't
yeah.
really I didn't really
Do
like
you?
yes.
No, you don't.
I am extremely animated.
As
Yeah,
someone
but I
that
don't
had
think
no
you would like
idea,
Glee.
I met Richelle and just assumed that she'd watched Glee. Like, I didn't even need to
Right.
ask. That's why I'm so shocked, because I thought the answer to that question was going to be, yes, I love Glee, obviously.
No, I think not even a little bit. Like, not even. I don't even know if you could name a single Glee character. I mean, I can't either. Even after 60
you can't
episodes.
even, we're halfway through season
Yeah.
one.
You've
Yeah.
watched so much.
I know. I get stuck on their names.
Every
Okay.
week,
Yeah.
he forgets the main character's name. Do you know the main character's name, Richelle?
No. I don't know anything about Glee other
Rachel
than it's like
Berry,
a musical.
the goat.
Rachel. Her
Yeah,
name is Rachel.
Her name
You
is
can't
Rachel.
Your wife's name is Richelle.
It's
I
not
can't believe
Rachel, I'll
that's-
tell you that much.
Oh my God. Rachel is my
If her name was
Starbucks
Richelle,
name.
I'd remember it.
I can't believe you can't remember Rachel.
It's
That's-
also not a real name. What's her real name, kids?
Leah Michelle.
Yeah, and we did a video about Leah Michelle and how she can't read, and so it gets like
Okay,
it's
don't
tough
act like
whenever-
you remember Leah Michelle, but you don't remember
I
Rachel
always
Berry.
remember
Because
Leah
you
Michelle.
just asked me what was her name, and I had to tell
You
you.
did.
You didn't
You
remember.
did.
It was a test. It was this media
With a
literacy
test
podcast
for me, the fucking
Yes, a
person
test for
that's
you.
obsessed. That's
Yes.
crazy.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
No, I know it's crazy. I've never seen a single ep. But I don't know. I like musicals as separate entities. Like musical TV shows is too much for me, but musicals
Right,
themselves
okay.
I enjoy.
What
It's-
about you? You do watch some TV. What about when a regular TV show has a musical episode,
I used to
Oh.
hate them.
like Riverdale or something?
Okay, so true stories, I used to hate them because I would be like, God damn it, it's taking away from the story. But
Uh-huh.
I've since come around
Okay.
to liking the musical episodes.
Dude,
Air-
a musical
example-
episode of a TV show is always like for me one of my favorites, but I don't really care about musicals that much. I just think they like if a TV show does a musical episode, they go fucking all out, balls to the wall, and they do a fucking
They
sick
do.
episode.
They do. And I would say Buffy was the first time that I like watched a musical episode and was like, okay, I get it now. Like this is
Right.
cool. This
They
is
were
different.
like mind controlled by demons to sing or something. Wasn't that the Buffy one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
There's the Scrubs one I really like as well, where the patient
Oh,
like hears everything in song.
Yes. Scrubs is good.
And then you've got
we
Guy
love
Love.
Scrubs.
Guy Love is an actual classic. Me and my best friend in high school would unironically sing that to each other because
Is it
Guy
from Scrubs?
Love?
I don't even remember it.
yeah, it's Guy Love. Turk and JD sing it about each other. It's Guy
Right,
Love
right.
between two guys.
Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember that a little bit.
I keep looking at myself. I look fucking insane. So I think I'm gonna.
You
take
look
the wig
awesome.
Off. No,
Turn off the
I
camera. Oh,
can't.
okay. Yeah.
I can't do this. I'm gonna bail, but it looks good for the thumbnail. You know.
So every week, Cance will come in here and he'll say, "Hey, Glee's in the Zeitgeist," because he'll see a tweet with like 7 likes that has a Glee. character.
Okay, no. They
And it's
have
like everyone's
millions of
talking
likes,
about it.
millions of views. This is not an exaggeration.
Yeah, they have dozens of likes and dozens of views. And so this is actually an elaborate thing to explain. I got a text from someone that proves that sloppy joes are in the Zeitgeist. Check Discord.
This is absolutely wild for Richelle, I imagine.
we had a long episode about sloppy joes a couple episodes.
Did you?
He hates them. I like them. And I also like in this podcast when we don't talk about shows and movies, we just talk about things.
Yeah.
That's what the
When the
slop is.
conversation naturally flows, it's like Sloppy Joe was the
Yeah.
correlation.
And I got a text message saying, "Hey, made some sloppy joes. Love them. Love you."
I
You
saw
did too.
it.
You're
I
in
got
group
the same.
chat.
Yeah, I'm in the group
And this
chat.
is unprompted. I have
So
not
who
mentioned
is
sloppy
this?
joes. This is my stepdad.
Oh, that's
He
so
made it
sick.
He made it with Beyond.
He made it with
so he
fake
was really
meat.
excited.
And yeah, he was
Oh,
like, "Hey,
wow.
made this
Actually, okay.
manwich."
I will say, it seems more conformed, and the layer of cheese, that looks fucking good. I might
That's
be
how
a-
they all look, bro.
I might
That is
like
how
a
they all
Sloppy
look.
Joe. No. Google Sloppy Joe and look at the
No, we're not doing
abominations
this
that
again.
appear.
No, we're not. This is
for
another 30
Richelle, she needs to see how bad Sloppy Joe's rep is on Google Images because it
minutes.
looks
I'm gonna
like
Google beans on
actual
toast, and
diarrhea.
you're gonna fucking lose it.
Beans on toast.
Don't. I am actually gonna lose it. I'm gonna hang up right now.
Sloppy Joe.
It looks the same.
Doesn't look the same.
I mean, it
That's
pretty
not
much.
that's not the argument that I'm trying to make. Richelle, don't listen to him. He is cringe.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
No,
that
we're not. It's not beans on toast. It's sloppy Joe.
It is Sloppy Joe's. He is showing me Sloppy Joe's. It
Oh,
looks
okay.
it looks the same to me.
Yeah. And if you do this, just saying.
Don't
Oh,
bring
now
up
he's
beans on
doing
toast.
it.
It's great
Very
because there's
similar.
no visual for any of the
I
audience
don't think
on
it
this.
looks-
and it's
it
also this is a
looks anything-
podcast.
You just got to pull up some.
Yeah,
images
this
of
is a
beans on toast.
This is an
podcast.
audio
Yeah.
podcast, so by yourselves, you've got to whilst
Just
you're driving,
imagine
pull up
beans on
beans
toast
on
and then
toast
imagine
and
sloppy Joe. And yeah,
Yeah, but I'm saying that this Sloppy Joe that you sent me is looks good, and the other ones look really bad. I actually would eat
Okay.
that and be happy. But the
I
ones
just
on Google
wanted to
Images
make
are
it
bad.
clear to you that sloppy Joes have honestly never left the zeitgeist.
I don't think that was ever. Okay, if you can find me a 1 million liked tweet that is about Sloppy Joes, then I might agree.
All right, I'm gonna get digging.
Goodness gracious.
Before we move on, Stanz has said, obviously, that as we've discussed, New Moon isn't as good as
Is the
others.
best one.
We think
Yeah.
is the best one, Richelle. We're on the right side of history, don't worry. There is also another movie that we've watched on this podcast that we want to do a sequel for, that we set a Patreon goal for, that we didn't hit. I'm thinking, Stans, we should
What was
lower
it? Dude, you're actually I'm on a cliffhanger.
we should lower the High School Musical 2
Oh.
Patreon goal to 125. and
Okay.
set a new Patreon goal for
New
150
moon,
to watch New Moon.
I'm gonna say it. I think that's too low for New Moon. Like I
People
actually
love New Moon.
getting 150 patrons would not make me more happy than watching New Moon would make me sad.
You're insane because it's going to be great, and at least me and like
Agreed.
2/3 of the people that we watching will be having a good time. Me and Richelle
How
will
about this?
fucking
If
glue
you
it.
hit it, yeah, next time I'm out of town, you and Richelle,
No, dude, you
Binge
have
and
to be
cringe.
involved. That's the best part about it.
I'll be out of there.
Forcing you there. I think, unironically, you will enjoy it more than you remember hating it.
He's shaking his head like, I don't know about that.
I don't know about
I
that.
will
would
say,
agree.
I never went to see the final Twilight film, Breaking Dawn Part 2.
What?
What?
Because of how bad Breaking Dawn was and an abomination of filmmaking. So I do agree that it gets really bad, but New Moon is
Right.
still up there for me. I think it's good, and I think you were just an angsty, like, hating teenager that was like, I refuse to like this. Blah, blah, blah.
No,
I didn't
no,
think.
I'm
I didn't
not
think.
like that.
I will say, I did not think Breaking Dawn was an abomination. I
She's mad.
I
The second
don't-
you said that, she was like, "Wait, what?
Yeah.
What am I on right now?"
no. Okay. I don't think it was terrible, but it also came out after all the shit with Kristen Stewart and the director of Snow White and the Huntsman came out.
No one.
Yes.
I have
listen,
no idea
so,
what you're talking about.
Oh my
Instead
god.
of listen, so listen is perfect, but
Let me
on this
finish, let me
podcast,
finish,
we
let me
don't say
finish.
listen- Thank you. We say, let me finish, let me finish, let me finish, let me finish.
Okay,
And
let
then
me
you
finish,
go.
let me finish,
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
finish.
there you go.
Got it. So I can't believe you don't know this. I was obsessed. I probably know this because I was obsessed with Kristen Stewart, but
Mm-hmm.
she got caught cheating with the director of Snow White and the Huntsman while
Oh,
she
I
was
did
on
know
set
this.
Yeah, with Rob.
Yes.
And you know how I know about it?
because of Donald Trump.
Yes, he tweeted about it. He not only tweeted
Because
about
of
it,
the former president of the United fucking States of America tweeted about Kristen Stewart cheating on Robert
That
Pattinson.
is
7 times.
fucking amazing.
If I remember.
Well, yeah,
Seven
it was
times?
like
he
That's
has
so sick.
7 different
tweets,
times.
and it's all just saying, "Rob, you're too good for her. Rob, you got to get out of here.
Rob.
She doesn't respect you." It's so funny.
So,
That's amazing.
So anyway, that Breaking Dawn came out after all of that shit happened. So they were
The
together.
chemistry wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're
you
saying,
get
yeah.
it. The
That was
chemistry
I-
wasn't
my
there.
only issue with that is the chemistry.
Yeah, I think it was more the fucking abomination of a baby that really threw me off. When that happened, I was like, okay, we can't. That's fucking crazy.
Little Nelly.
Yeah,
Is that the baby's
Nelly
name?
does not.
What's her name? It's what is shit? I should know this. I'm a twihard. It's why are you making that face?
Twihard. I've never heard that. I don't think.
You've never
You've
heard
heard
Twihard?
that.
I don't think so.
You've heard that.
That's
Twihard?
crazy.
Yes.
Like a diehard.
Yeah, but a
diehard
twihard.
Yeah, yeah. No, I understand why people.
Well, sorry,
don't
you
know
sounded
that.
confused.
He doesn't get it.
Yeah, he did. You didn't
Yeah,
sound
but I
like
was
you got
just-
it.
Because I've heard. I guess have I heard anything? What's another fan group?
I don't know.
But yeah, it's named
got
after Edward's mom or something, right? Was it?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
Or like a
both the
combination of
moms.
names. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
a
no,
combination
they-
of both the moms.
Pottered
Renesmee.
Renesmee. There it
because
is.
It's Esme and
Renee.
Renee. Yep.
Renee. Okay, yeah, I can remember that.
Yep.
So
Renesmee.
I got
That's a terrible
all
name.
of the other names.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
it's
know this is a
awful.
baby and it has no choice in it, but Renesmee is a terrible name.
And then Taylor Lautner nicknames her Nellie. And
Taylor Lautner
Yes.
falls in love with the baby.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
I know that for some reason.
Yes, that
Stans,
happens.
do you
Terrible.
remember what the baby looks like from the movie? Like, have
No,
you
I
ever
didn't.
seen this? You should Google it, and I want to hear your reaction to it because it's going to be fucking crazy.
Renesmee Twilight.
It's a spawn of
Renesmee
Satan.
Cullen. This is just a child.
Wait,
He's not. No, you have to look at the baby.
Oh.
Oh, look it.
Where? Dude, it looks like Kids' celebrity girlfriend. Who's the girl with the wide eyes?
it looks like Anya Taylor-Joy. It kind of
Yes,
does.
it does. It
That's
looks like
crazy.
It's
Her face on a baby's body.
it's CGI. It's CGI.
really?
It was
CGI?
before CGI was really good.
Imagine if that was
thought that
just
was just
someone's
a
fucking
fucked up
ugly
baby.
baby.
I don't get it. Why did they do that? That's terrible.
I have no idea. So the gimmick of the baby is that it like ages really quick. So
Yes.
I think they wanted a baby that looked older, but it's fucking crazy. I don't know how they managed to do that. It's
But there
disgusting.
is a real actress. There's a couple of different actresses for Renesmee as well. So there's the younger girl,
Sure.
and then her, and
Yeah.
then there's like an older girl in the middle.
The older one's
they're-
okay, it's just
Yeah.
the baby.
Well, the younger
that's
one's
fucking
okay
crazy.
too. It's just the baby.
The baby
yeah,
is
yeah.
Fucked
crazy.
up. Yeah.
That's Renesmee.
Yeah, it's like a troll doll.
So if you want us to get there,
That's
hey, subscribe to the Patreon if you're not already, because
Right.
you don't want to miss out
Yes.
on us talking about Twilight, which is basically going to be the rest of this intro, because we've got a lot to discuss. I guess I'm more interested in what Stanz thinks about this. Team Edward or Team Jacob, Stanz?
Oh.
Considering you hate everything past Twilight and Jacob's not really a character in Twilight, then I guess you're
Yeah.
by proxy Team Edward, but...
I think that's where I lean, but there's a show, what's it called? Cuckoo?
Cuckoo,
Yes,
yeah.
Cuckoo, with Taylor
That
Lautner.
has Taylor Lautner in it, and he's so funny. And it also has Greg Davies in it, the Taskmaster.
I love Greg Davies.
And so that makes me lean that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, didn't season 1 of
It was Andy
Cuckoo
Samberg.
was Andy Samberg, and then they just
Yeah.
recast him as Taylor Lautner, I think, or something.
No, they
It
didn't
was-
recast him. That was
He
his
died.
son. He died, and Taylor Lautner
but
was
like
his son.
they
Yeah.
they wrote it. Obviously,
same
it was
character.
meant to be
Yeah.
the same character, and then they just
100%.
wrote a crazy thing about it being his son or whatever. It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
It's good. That's a good show.
It is
They
a good show,
actually recast the main girl in that as well, like a couple of seasons afterwards, and they did a whole entire they just recast it. They didn't come up with like, oh, it's really her daughter or whatever.
Right. They should have, because they already did that once. It's funnier the second time.
Yeah, but
I
they
completely
did a
agree.
whole thing like, you look kind of different. Anyway, and
Yeah.
just carried on. So it was kind of funny.
So with that said, I think I will decide tonight which team I'm on. You know,
Okay.
I'm keeping it open. I'm
Interesting.
playing the field.
I love that.
You're
Yeah.
playing the field. Both of them.
I'm playing the
You're
field.
the Bachelorette.
I'm
and they're both
essentially I'm
watch-
Bella Swan.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I was going to tell Cance, when people ask me if I'm Team Edward or Team Jacob, I always say I'm Team Bella.
Oh,
So
Actually, so true. Going into this, I would have said that I was probably Team Jacob out of everyone, but I am. I'm Team Bella. You're right. I never really thought of that as a side, and that goes to
Yep.
say society is cringe and misogynistic, and we're Team Bella.
can I ask you what you think of Kristen Stewart as an actress?
oh my gosh.
I plead the fifth.
Thank you. That's all, folks. We can move
I-
on. Yep. Next question.
I love Kristen Stewart.
Not only that's fine. I think it's fine to love Kristen Stewart. I think it's fine to love Kristen Stewart movies. I think it's fine to think Kristen Stewart is hot. But I draw the line at saying she is a great actor.
She's a great actor for
She's
the
not.
role
No.
she plays.
No,
She
she's
plays
not.
the
She's not.
same role
She
in
lucker
every
dogged into
single
Twilight,
fucking movie.
and that's it.
And that's why
Okay,
she's so good at it.
so
Even Richelle,
yeah.
we watched 5 minutes of Charlie's Angels, and Richelle was like, "This is dog shit." And we turned it
I
off.
did turn off the new Charlie's Angels.
I
couldn't
will say
watch
I
it.
haven't seen anything recently, but didn't she do
Okay.
a whole biopic of, was it Princess Diana? That's supposed to
Yes.
be pretty good.
Yes, she did a great job. I watched that, and she did a really good job.
Yeah, you think she
Um,
did a great job in all these too?
I do.
Yeah,
But
so-
I think she is the only person that could be Bella from that. She is Bella in the same way
Yeah.
that Robert Pattinson is Edward. It wouldn't feel right with anyone else. And obviously we're saying that in hindsight of having
yeah,
seen
you
them.
as you've seen that. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Did you
but-
read the books, Cance?
Yeah. I feel like she does a really fucking good job of encapsulating, because I read the book before watching it.
Yeah.
We should go into all of our backgrounds of Twilight, and we know Stanz is a big hater. Who gives a fuck? Richelle,
Not a-
how did you get into Twilight? So, Stanz,
so-
this isn't about you, Stanz. Okay, calm down.
Fair.
I got into Twilight because of the movie. I will say that. I watched the movie first and
Boo,
was
cringe
hooked.
fan,
know.
bandwagoner.
I was-
Sorry, I thought you were a real fan.
And then
here.
I read the books. I didn't read all of them. I read the
You didn't
first
even read
three.
all- This is. I have a bone to pick with you.
You have a
Sorry,
bone
you read
to
the
pick
first
with
3
me?
out of 4?
Yes.
Oh my god, this is a habit. This is a recurring thing.
I've done this 2 times.
Yeah,
Literally
she
2
will read
times.
books, and then the movie will come out, and she'll be like, "Well, why would I finish the book series?"
Okay, that's not true. I've
She did it with
literally done
Twilight,
this.
She did it with Harry Potter.
I did it with Harry Potter.
How do you not finish Harry Potter after 7 books?
I did eventually.
6.
I did eventually. I just
Yeah.
didn't do it before the movie came out. The movie was too fast.
And then you took a couple years break and then finished it.
I did.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of fair. If you already know the end of the story, there's not
No,
really a
what?
motivation
The
for
movies
you
are
to carry
doggy
on.
dog comparatively.
The movies are not doggy dog.
Yes.
The Harry Potter movies were at the time they were ahead of the generation.
I think I don't know if Cance knows it. Sorry, he's Joe on this podcast. We don't call him Cance.
Okay, sorry, Joe.
Sloppy style.
Sloppy Joe.
and-
Yeah.
Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe, we call him.
I love that.
I think the Harry Potter movies are mid at best.
Wow.
And that's
And that's coming
On
from
a
a
whole.
millennial. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think as an average, because there's a lot of movies that I think I would
Yeah.
say, they're mid. But there are standouts. There are good Harry Potter movies that I think are better than
You know what's this is gonna be
Like the Prisoner of Azkaban.
I'm gonna be semi like contrarian. A lot of people think they get like better as they go, and I think actually after Prisoner of Azkaban, I don't really care.
Damn,
Yeah.
really?
Goblet of Fire.
Even with the Triwizard Tournament?
Goblet of Fire, yeah, that's what I'm saying. After
Goblet of Fire
Fire,
is dope. Also, Robert
Yeah.
Pattinson, hello.
Hello.
There's a sign.
Said a diggory.
He's in all the best
Yes.
movies ever to exist ever. He's great.
said Twilight and Harry Potter.
Yeah, I mean, also, and he's
Poor
like
Robert
been fucking
Pattinson.
killing it recently. He's
He's a phenomenal actor.
yeah.
Yeah.
If
Okay,
you
good.
ignore
Good
the
to know
one,
you like him.
the one romance, where
9/11
it, like,
movie.
yeah,
Oh,
it
the
pans
9/11
out.
movie is
He's on the
terrible.
fucking the Twin Towers. That's
Oh
great.
my god, it's
That
so
rules.
bad.
It's such a funny ending.
It's so bad.
Hey, oh yeah. We were talking about how much of a fake fan Richelle is. You carry on.
Yes.
So you.
Oh my god.
You read 3 of the books, and after getting into the film series, which point did you start reading them? Because there's a big gap between movies.
There is a big gap between movies. I would say I started reading them after New Moon.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
New Moon was like, I was like, damn, this movie's so good. I got to go back and read the book.
so actually based. You need to experience it in a different medium. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Because New Moon's the best movie, obviously.
Yeah, I agree.
I have a kind of crazy history with Twilight.
Let's hear it.
Because I read all of the books before. All of the books that were available before the first movie came out. I can't remember because it's fucking eons ago. Like I was just into it because it was a like buzzing book series at the time. I didn't even think it was going to be made into a movie, and then it was, and I was like, "Yo, everyone cares about it. This is crazy. This is sick." So when the film came out, obviously, loads of people around our age was like really into it. And so much so that someone at my school wanted to start a play version of Twilight. They wanted to do like Twilight on the stage.
That's awesome.
And this person that was running it,
he's gonna reveal it was him, by the way.
no, I realized that there was ulterior motives to this when the person that was running it cast themselves as Bella and me as Edward.
Wow.
You were an eligible bachelor.
Okay, that's but that's cute. I low-key think that's a really cute way to like say you like someone, you know?
So me now.
I'll make you the main
what makes
character
you think
in my
you weren't
play.
just the best Edward for the job, the best Van for the job?
Because there was auditions for everyone else.
She
She didn't get an audition because she was doing it, and she was like, "You're Edward." I'm like, "Okay."
Wow.
I think at the time I was like, I kind of want to be one of the like brothers of the vampire brothers.
Oh yeah.
I was like acting out the baseball scene. It would be really cool. I want to be one of the baseball people. Because
super
spoiler
massive
alert.
black hole.
Yeah, that's like one of the best
I don't know if
scenes
you guys
in the
have
movie.
seen this meme where I don't want to say women, it's like people, but it's mostly women go to a baseball game and they go seeing live action Twilight. This shit rules. It's like
That's
just a real
so
baseball
sick,
game.
dude.
It's so fun.
That's sick.
Yeah. I can't believe my boyfriend took me to see Twilight. And
It's just baseball.
That's
That's
so
very funny.
So I now would think, like Richelle said, that was like a cute kind of way to like ask me out. But me at the time, I felt like tricked and betrayed. That I was like, they've not taken like the real gravitas of Twilight. They don't care about Twilight. They just wanted me to be fucking
Twilight
Edward
more
so
than
that we
you loved this potential relationship.
Yeah, because they then got us all to meet up after they cast, and we were like, right, first rehearsal, and then we all just sat around and talked for a bit. And I was like, when are we gonna, get to like being actors, and when are we gonna like start practicing the story?
You were basically in a role play club with your wannabe girlfriend.
Yeah, and then what was even more awkward is then eventually, I guess she was assuming that I didn't take any of the hints, and then was just like straight up asked me out, and I was like, no, sorry.
While you guys were still in production?
Well, I don't think this production is fake.
Yeah.
Right?
Nothing ever happened, and then we never met up again, and then she asked me out, and then I said no, and then a couple of weeks later, we were all going to Paris as like a school trip.
So sick.
And my seat was right next to hers the whole entire of the coach journey. And
oh my
it was
god,
so awkward, and
that's incredibly awkward.
All of my friends that I was sat with and like around that were close to her just kept on pointing at me and like calling me Edward and shit, and it was just so fucking embarrassing. The most embarrassing thing ever.
I'm sorry. That is rough. That's
so
very
funny.
rough. I mean, I think that's, like I said, that's a very creative way to try to get someone you like to know that you like them.
Yeah.
But it was funny that you didn't take the hints when they were that obvious.
Or did and just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
And then
remember whether
eventually-
retroactively I was like, yeah, I didn't even want to be with her anyway, or whether at the time I genuinely couldn't tell. Like, I was just oblivious to her.
You're just a
fucking-
lover of the arts.
Yeah.
I mean, I was oblivious to Stan's liking me, so I can see that it's possible. Like,
Oh,
I don't know. We
interesting.
were 15. I was 15 and you were
I
16.
was 23.
You were not 23. He was not 23. He's
Thank
crazy.
You. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We were literally a year apart,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know he liked me, and he kept bugging me, and I
And
was
he
just
kept
like,
to,
this guy is
waiting
so
outside of
fucking
your school
annoying.
every night, and you couldn't figure out what
Yeah.
the fuck he was doing.
Hey, can I buy you cigarettes and beer?
Hey, pretty lady, what are you doing tonight?
Yeah. That
Wolf
was
whistling
me.
through the bars on the
Yeah.
gate.
That was you, babe.
Yeah, that was me. Mhm.
Oh my god. So yeah, I can see that being possible for sure.
So, Richelle, as you might have seen, we have like a running thing where we talk about things being in the zeitgeist.
Yes.
Like people loving things in pop culture because I guess when we started the podcast, Stanz didn't really believe that Glee was like people gave a shit, you know?
Now, to be fair, I remember when Glee was popular, but I was thinking, hey, in 2023, like no one's making Glee memes, right? They moved on to fucking Game of Thrones and now whatever they're watching now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Succession.
I had to keep on showing and sending him, like, in the podcast, to be like, look, here's a tweet with, like, 5 million views and 3,000 likes that's, like, blown up recently that is about Glee. What people tend to do is they'll take, like, a Glee meme and apply it to, like, pop culture things that are happening
He's
now.
describing any meme or reaction GIF.
Yeah, but it's about
Yes,
you know it's
but
specifically
making
Glee.
it Glee specific.
Glee
yeah.
it's
specific,
using
yeah.
Glee clips.
I get you.
So,
Okay,
the
so it's not
reason-
5 likes, babe. It's like millions.
It's not
Yeah.
millions.
it
It's
is literally
tens of thousands.
millions of
It's
views.
tens of thousands, which is a lot.
He'll
It
show
is,
it.
to be fair, it is in the zeitgeist of the Glee community, which is large.
It's larger than you thought, is basically what we're saying.
Much larger than I thought. yeah.
Okay.
The modern
There we
Glee
go. That's
thing.
fair.
And recently, before we even talked or thought about doing a Twilight episode, the reason we're doing this Twilight episode is because I started getting recommended a shit ton of Twilight fucking tweets and shit.
That's so funny.
And I found out through this pipeline that
Mhm.
Twilight is having a TV series being made. I don't know if you knew about this. This is fucking crazy. I don't know how I didn't hear about this.
huge. This is huge. Yeah, because I think has it been 15 years since Twilight
Yes,
came out?
it was recently the 15-year
Wow.
anniversary, I'm pretty sure, which makes me
Yep.
feel very old.
Yeah, it makes you feel old. Shit. Makes me feel old.
Yeah, I assume the collective of any Twilight fan must feel old finding out that it's 15 years old, no matter how old
It's
they
crazy.
are. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're potentially making a Twilight TV series. I've not heard anything from it. There's been no updates since like April of this year. So
I heard that Jenna Ortega and Jacob Elordi would be amazing.
I
in
would
a Twilight
love
reboot.
Jacob Elordi.
Say's
Mm.
director. I'm not sure
Oh,
how
Lordy, Jacob Elordi.
I'm not
I
sure
don't
how
know
reliable
Jacob
this
Elordi.
source
Who
is,
this
but
guy?
But yeah, so this TV series apparently is in the works, but maybe like all the actors' strikes and shit has like set it back a little bit. But
Mhm.
I was interested in how you feel about this, Richelle, because this is like, I don't know if this is blasphemous, you know? How do we
How
beat
dare
the
they
original
stand where you
Twilight?
stood.
Yeah,
I
right?
know. No, I mean, I'm excited. I love Twilight, so it'd be cool to see a show. Plus, I'm currently watching a vampire series, so it'd be nice to watch
Ooh,
a
wait,
different
what are you
vampire
watching?
series.
Yeah, you can't drop that without saying
is
what
it?
it is.
I'm watching True Blood.
Oh, True Blood, that's great. That's
I haven't watched it since it came out when I was in college, and I never finished it. So I was like, you know what? I'll try to go back and finish it.
yeah, I
That's
don't think I've
another
ever
one that
finished it.
nosedived after 2 seasons.
It just got a little.
Yeah.
I remember it getting a little crazy, like instead of just vampires
Oh, they
being
were all
alive,
fairies.
yeah, they're
Yeah, I remember
fairies.
they were
There's
all fairies.
werewolves.
That's where I stopped
there's-
Yeah, most
dogs.
of those shows just try and one up themselves all the time. It happened with Vampire Diaries, but I wouldn't
Yes.
class Vampire Diaries in the same league.
Right, but True
as
Blood is
True Blood.
it's HBO.
Yeah.
You know, it was,
Yeah,
like, kinda
True
nice.
Blood.
It
Well,
good.
was it
Prestige.
HBO or was it Showtime? I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was HBO, but it could be Showtime.
I just like I love the Deep South, so I love the setting of it.
This is where Richelle reveals that she's just hardcore racist.
I'm
Love
not
Deep South.
hardcore racist.
Just love it. Just love it so much.
It's not true at all.
I just wish I was in the
I love the South. I think there's something very like American.
About the South? No way.
Oh my god!
Maybe where it's located.
This is going in a completely different direction than what I meant.
Yeah.
But I just mean like the environment of it is beautiful. I think I do think the South is a very beautiful part of the country in terms of the environment. It's very pretty.
I think like most places in America, like because your states are so fucking they're like countries, right?
They're
Every state
huge.
has
There's beautiful places in every state.
Yeah, every state
You'll
has
find
like beautiful places for sure. That's
100%.
one thing that I'm jealous of about America because we just get like England is just like one cool place, you know, like
there's just not enough surface
there's
area
one
on the
type of
island
cool
to have
place
that
that you
much.
get and it's like a countryside and you're like, wow, this is a cool countryside and that's it. And there's
You guys have some cliffs that are cool.
True.
yeah, but fucking who cares about cliffs, dude? Unless you're like
Bro, I was
climbing
trying to gas your
mountains.
country up.
Yeah,
I know
no,
it's a
it's
piece of
shit.
shit, you know?
It's fucking awful. I genuinely don't understand why people would ever come and visit the UK. Like Americans fucking idolizing it is crazy to me because they must only be embarrassed and like ashamed when they get here. And they're like, why did we ever care? Like they can't be.
Right.
No American could be pleased after a visit to the UK. Surely that's insane to me.
No. I mean, I had a good time for
Did
the
you?
most part. Yeah. I think people could definitely, I could tell people were definitely annoyed at me because was American.
Yeah.
But, you know,
British
I think
people
that's
hate
also just
everyone.
the UK humor.
Yeah. That's not a you specific. We
I
don't.
Yeah.
feel like British people actually don't even hate American as much as other European countries.
Parisians hate Americans.
Yeah, for sure.
British hate
I don't know if
most
all
people,
French
so,
do,
but
but-
we,
Yeah, that's what I'm
we
saying, but, like,
especially
not
do hate.
Americans
We do hate Americans.
more than most.
I will say.
I feel like British people are American. Honestly, you can't tell the difference.
You don't
you're
think so?
insane.
They're the same.
You're
You guys
actually
joined us
insane.
in Iraq. You guys are always right there, fucking.
Hey, yeah, you're a
Kettle?
little late to that
Yeah.
first war, though. You know, could have maybe got there a little bit quicker, and then for some reason you take all the credit for it. Like you're the guys that won the war. It's crazy.
So true. You know, I was hearing there was a guy who was anti-British talking shit about. Have you seen the movie Napoleon?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen it, but
It's
I
bad.
don't
Don't
really
watch it.
want to. Because
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
why
it's
didn't they
really
even give him a French accent? That bit really annoys me. It's like,
Thank you.
why?
That's
Why
what he
would they
said.
bother?
It was crazy that it's just Joaquin Phoenix portraying a borderline mentally handicapped man, failing upward to being emperor. It is crazy.
Why
Yeah,
would you
that's
bother
pretty much the
doing,
movie.
Yeah, bothering to do a biopic of someone and not accurately portraying the person is crazy. Like, what's the point of
Yeah.
doing it?
I
Then?
mean, maybe he knows more than scholars, and this is actually how it was. But yeah, it was weird. It felt like Napoleon like banged his girlfriend, and he's like, "I hate this guy." I'm in the movie. It was weird.
Yeah, but
Actually, that's a good take.
Yeah, I know.
at least like give him a French accent. That's all I'm saying. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know how
Mhm.
like fucking crazy Napoleon is in it. But
Oh.
like, he's the only thing I know is he fucking conquered loads of places and he was French. So just
Yes.
fucking give him a French accent. Crazy. And it's Joaquin Phoenix. I'm sure he could do it, right? He's fucking Oscar nominated winning fucking actor. This is crazy.
Yeah.
You would think so. Sorry, I was saying that just because there's a lot of people who are upset at the British taking credit for a lot of the battles against him in that, when really it was like the Prussians and stuff. So you guys are just like us, for real, for real.
For real, for real.
I think everyone is like everyone, you know, world peace. Why don't we just all get
Oh
along?
my god.
Did you just world peace?
You saying that.
That's crazy. Dan, there's been a lot of contenders for opening of the podcast already. Stan's being a pedophile.
No,
Me
that's
being a
funny
racist,
joke.
apparently.
You being a racist, and
Yeah.
then Stan's world peace. You know?
I love the Deep South. There's just something American about it. Is so funny.
Woo-wee! You said it, sister.
I'm talking about the Spanish moss, okay? I'm not talking
yeah.
about the racism or the history or the bigotry.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about any of the bad
You just
stuff.
like the trees.
I do like the fucking trees, okay?
Right. But this is a
Uh.
podcast where we're going to watch the movie Twilight, which is not set in the American South. It is
No.
set in the American
Northwest. Yes, I
Do you
would
know
love to go to
anything
Forks.
about the PNW, the Pacific Northwest, Cance? Joe?
Twilight's set there. Did you know that?
Is that all you know about? That's not a bad thing because you're not. But if
no,
you would
there's
like
just
to talk about it.
shit ton of trees and there's nothing really there and it's kind of boring and cringe. I've heard.
And rainy.
Oh,
And
yeah,
rainy,
rainy. It's
yeah.
hipsterville. It's like where people who think they're better than.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, for sure.
You think PNWs think they're better than everybody else?
I know they think that.
I mean, a lot of them are just crunchy granola
Yeah,
Oregon
they're like,
people.
oh, you guys actually didn't get some sunshine today? You didn't recycle all that stuff? You know what I mean?
No, that's not
Oh,
true.
I can't imagine.
Okay,
living in a
before
city.
we start a race war in the comments, guys, let's we've got a fucking movie to watch, okay? Should we
True.
watch Twilight? I'm very excited.
Yes.
I've not watched it.
It is
in a
4 in the
long
morning
time.
Joe time.
Oh, poor
So,
Joe. Yeah, let's watch it.
Let's watch Twilight.
So if you want to watch with us, check out the Patreon. You know this by now. We're going to show you a little snippet that you will have missed if you don't sign up to the Patreon, but it's really good. And it's also Richelle's first time on Binge of Cringe. It's going to be great. So make sure to go and check it out.
This is the kind of thing that you, like, as a dad, you'd get your daughter to, like, stand on your shoes to dance.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's old enough to be her great-great-great-grandpa.
Exactly, yeah. It's just highlighting the age difference
You
again.
guys, you're focusing too much on the age.
I'm
It's
sorry,
just
I
a
think it's a
number, guys.
fine thing to focus on.
There's all kinds of good. Oh, New Moon is free, by the way,
Don't say
on
that.
YouTube.
Oh, yes, dude. New Moon's free. That's
New
a
Moon
fucking
is
great
good.
segue into talking about how good Twilight and the Twilight series is, because I had a great time. What did you guys think?
I really like the first third of that movie or so. I think it's kind of
what
fun.
did you have? What was wrong with the last third, Stanz? That's crazy.
I think that he's a 100-year-old vampire pedo.
Sorry, but
And-
you were all right with the 100-year-old vampire pedo for the first third.
Because they weren't dating. They weren't doing it. She didn't know. Now
Okay.
that she knows and now that he knows, it's like implicit. It's weird. Before it was like, girl moves to a new town, makes some new friends. Something weird's going on. I got to get to the bottom of it. It's like Nancy Drew. And then at the end, it's just like, I'm horny for a 100-year-old vampire. And he's weird. He's
Yeah.
weird in this movie. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, he
He's
is weird.
so weird.
He's very weird.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
let's go through I want to start off positive because I fucking
'Cause
had a
you
really
love
good
this
time
movie.
and love this film.
Yeah.
And I think I want to hear why, Richelle, after fresh watching it, why you like Twilight so much, because I'm probably just going to agree with everything you say.
Oh God, no pressure. I feel like, I mean, I like Twilight for all the reasons that we kind of talked about leading up to the movie. Like, I love how they screenplay the movie. I love how all the shots. I love the setting. The setting is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, dude, when watching through, it was like every single shot was completely like practical. Apart, I mean, obviously there was the fucking zooming around, running like sped up
Yeah.
shots. That was obviously not real, but if you couldn't tell, that was CGI. But the fact that they were up at the top of this tree on like this fucking huge landscape, like drone shot going around, that was fucking crazy, and it was
It's
real.
cool. It's very
Yeah.
cool. And then, of course, like, I still love it because my teenage heart remembers, like, just falling in love with the idea of falling in love, you know? And that's the whole movie. It's like, she's like an awkward girl, new to town, you know, falls in love with the beautiful stranger. Will it work? Will it not? And then you
Oh
kind
yeah,
of just
for sure.
follow their story. So even though he's a 100-year-old pedo, it's hard for me to remember that because he
You
looks
have
like a
to separate
17-year-old
that.
kid.
Yes, exactly.
It's
No
the
one, I
1,000-year-old
don't
dragon
think,
thing. Again, yeah.
No, but I don't think anyone enjoying this is enjoying it because he's older, right?
Correct.
Like
Correct.
the comparing it to, we were obviously joking around with the comparing it to the fucking weird 1,000-year-old dragon anime shit. That's different because they're like actual fucking like children. And
Yeah.
there are
But
40-year-olds that would watch that and go, "Damn, that fucking baby looks really hot, but it's okay because they're a 1,000-year-old dragon."
they could have made Edward 17 years old. He just got turned.
No, what I'm saying is it's the other way around.
I know,
it's not
no,
like
but
we're,
like this movie is still weird. You're giving too much credit.
it's still very weird, but it's
Yeah.
significantly less weird than the other way around with the 1,000-year-old
Yeah, but
dragon
it's still
baby.
so bad when he could have been just 17. He could have been the
He
freshest
Well,
can't
no,
vampire.
be
because-
17 because he's a
Yeah.
vampire.
Why? He could be just turned.
No, because
What do you
then
mean no?
then there's
He
no
needs the
story
history.
arc.
What do you
Exactly.
mean? Yes.
Carlisle has the history.
There's no story arc for him though.
Boo.
We want to
Stanz doesn't
know
get it.
that he's had a whole life before Bella, that he's been waiting for Bella. That's the
Sorry
whole
that
point.
this film isn't woke enough for you, Stans.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sorry that this is basically like the LDS church of
Oh
this
my
elder
God.
waiting for a ripe young Mormon
Jesus
girl.
Christ.
What do you mean? Stephanie Meyer's Mormon. That's what is
She
happening here.
is more. That's
I know,
true.
and it's playing out in this movie, and it's freaking me out, and I don't like it.
Oh my God.
Despite the pedophilia,
Yeah.
I will say the fucking exactly what you said, Richelle, with like it encapsulating the romance. I don't know what it was. I saw myself in Bella too, dude. I wanted a very handsome fucking vampire to come and sweep me off my feet, I guess. I don't know. I'm very straight, which is crazy that I like related to this so much. But damn, it's fucking great, and it's still good. All of those aspects that I loved about the film originally, like, didn't age badly. There are a lot of things that did age badly in this film, but they weren't any of them. The romance and chemistry, great.
That is the one view. Like, that's why you're allowed to like the movie. Because Bella didn't do anything wrong. She's a child. You know what I mean? Like, she's trying to figure it out. She is not in the wrong. It's all the other people around her. Specifically Edward. But I guess the whole Cullen family. Weird as hell.
I would, yeah, if Edward was a good guy in general, then I would have more of I'd be like, no, Stanz, just forget about that bit. It's great. But he is, like, for the first third to 2/3 of the film, just a piece of shit to almost everyone involved. Like, he's just angry, rude. He even says, sorry, I'm being so rude, but then doesn't give an explanation as to why. And he's just, I get that it's supposed to be like trying to push Bella away, but it's still, he's still a piece of shit. It doesn't stop him from being a piece of shit, right?
Well, and in the books, if I remember, it was like a lot of the first book is him wrestling with the fact that he has feelings for this girl that he knows he shouldn't be in love with for all of the reasons. For the fact that he's a vampire, that he's a monster, that he is not a good person. Like, he wrestles with that himself.
I think that's part of the problem with, because we talked about it briefly in the watching it. That's a problem with the movie. The movie sucks. No, the book tells it from like different perspectives as it goes on, and you get to hear like inner monologues. And they do that sometimes with Bella in this movie, but you never see anything from the perspective of Edward.
No.
And I'm pretty sure you do in the books, right? You get a hint of what the fuck's going on.
For sure.
Whereas from you only seeing it from Bella's perspective in this, it's like she thinks he stinks, and then he tells her to fuck off on multiple occasions, and then saves her life, and then tells her to fuck off a couple of times, and gaslights her into thinking that he didn't save her life. So,
but I would also say, like, thinking about people, like, I know so many people, especially like teenagers, that like they would treat the partner like shit, and the partner would come back and just want more. Like, in that way, it was very realistic, because I feel like
I think
realistic but unhealthy.
Unhealthy for sure.
Very
but
unhealthy.
Realistic.
But also, they weren't together during that. Like, I kind of get it in a relationship. If you start out liking someone and then they start being a piece of shit, you're like, oh well. But he started out being a piece of shit, and she was just like, but he is really hot though. So,
but he's really hot, and he saved me 2 times. So in that way, he was like breadcrumbing her.
Yeah.
I would like to dig into something that Stan said during the live commentary, which was, all it takes is for someone to save you twice and you'd fuck them or something. What did you say, Stans?
Oh, yeah.
Bro, you guys were saying, like, who cares if you've saved their life? I'm thinking I would be so grateful that, like, yeah, the sky's the limit. If my life was saved not once but twice, like a car's gonna hit me or like a gunman's like holding me at gunpoint, I get it.
If that person is also telling you that you're a piece of shit and then denying actually saving you and saying, fuck off, I want nothing to do with you, stay away from me, would you still be like head over heels for them?
No, of course not. But
right,
I do think like, but if
would you if they look like fucking Edward Cullen?
You put out, Jesus Christ.
If I needed to, it's like for my life.
Wait, sorry, this is a different scenario. You're talking about like prostitution for your life. You're trading saving your life for sex, like it's a fucking bartering tool. That's not
correct. That's what I was saying during the live comm. I just don't know if it came across.
That's not the situation that happened to me. That's not what was happening in the movie. Fucking Edward wasn't saving her life and going, please have sex with me, please have sex with me, please have sex with me.
Right, but if he was, I guess what I'm saying is, were I in that situation?
In fact, he pushed himself off of her during the movie.
She
was the one that wanted
him.
No, she wanted more, and he pulled himself away and said, stop.
But then he said, you're strong.
Wait, sorry, Stans. No. Watching that scene, did you think that she was so strong that she pushed him?
No, I did. But then he said that, and I was like, I don't really understand this anymore. Because then she said, "I wish you were." It was very weird. And
he said, "You're stronger than I thought."
Yeah.
And she said, "I wish I could say." She said, "I wish I could say the same." Yeah.
Yeah, because he couldn't resist the fucking thing, so he had to stop. But she didn't.
That means he
fucking
was
push
strong,
him.
though, right?
No, he couldn't resist, so he wasn't strong.
Yeah.
No, but he did resist. He literally stopped.
Up to a point, and then he had to shove himself off.
Which is resisting. What is happening here?
Yeah, but he wished he was strongest because he could then carry on and not have to push himself off.
Exactly.
I thought it took strength to resist as a vampire.
I mean, it does. It does, for sure.
The whole movie, they're like, no one can start but then stop.
Yeah,
No
but
one can start
if
but
he
then
could
stop.
resist, they'd be fucking right there, Stanz. That's the point, right? Like, he
Sure.
wouldn't have fucking stopped at fucking pushing her on the bed and kissing her by the neck, which we will see.
I think she just wants to be a
in New
vampire,
Moon.
dude. I think she's, what do they
Please,
call
we
him in
need to
True
see New
Blood?
Moon. Get
I
us
know.
the Patreon subs.
What did you say?
What do they call him in True Blood? Blood boners or something.
Fang bangers.
Fang bangers. Dude, she's a fang banger, bro. Straight up.
Blood boners, dude. That should be that.
It's been a long time since I've seen that show.
I don't know why, but that reminded me of a really funny thing. I edited you and Point Crow's fucking BPM game the other day.
That's fine.
And halfway through, because you're talking about like trying to get your heart to race and shit, and
Sure.
your blood pumping. One of you talks about getting a bonus so that the blood goes down there, so it doesn't affect your heart rate for some
What?
reason. And
That was
Stan
guaranteed,
says that,
Eric.
and then no, Stan says that, and Eric goes, "I don't think that's how that works." And you go, "Yeah, it does."
There's no way I said that unprompted.
You brought that up as a tactic to fucking.
That's very funny.
Slowing down your BPM is getting a fucking erection, a blood boner, if you will.
I do think that is opposite. I think Eric is right.
He's always been a smart guy.
And then Stans proceeded to test it out live on stream, which we won't go over that footage.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So good things. The romance, despite Stans having a problem with the ages, we'll just gloss over that part because it was teen angst in a bottle, you know?
Yes,
That's
it
what
was.
every fucking teenager wants. It was great. Really well
was.
done. Maybe let's talk about some of the things that didn't age as well and that weren't really well done. Like any of the fucking going fast, any of the running scenes
It
at
was
all.
so funny. They're just like pumping their arms and getting up the
So
hill.
if I remember, they have him on a crane and it's just pulling him up the mountain. And so he's trying to look like he's running really fast, but
Right.
he's not because
Yeah.
a crane is pulling him.
That one shot
think
of
they
running
just do it in
through the
slow motion?
forest as well is so funny because I think they
Yes.
did the same thing where he's just like floating slightly above ground on the crane.
100
So he's
yes.
just like fucking
He's just gotta
moving
move
his
his arms.
arms and
Yeah,
legs,
yeah.
as like wiggling in the air. It's so funny. What else didn't age very well?
I feel like none of it was that bad. I will say that when they're in the parts of the movie I like, when they're on the beach and the I can't remember the name of the Native Americans come up and they go like, "Oh, Edward Cullen," and all of a sudden the camera goes crooked and goes, "Brrr." I was like, that's so funny to me.
What do you mean the camera goes crooked?
It hits like
Oh,
a
it was
fat
the Dutch angle thing. Yeah.
yeah.
I think that was good.
yeah, I thought it was
but
good
it's the
too.
only time they ever use it. They don't do that. There
No,
was that.
no. They did a ton of Dutch angles from that point onwards. There was like every time there was a vampire, basically, it kind of went. Dutch
Yeah.
angle.
Maybe. And they
There was
did
a
one
theme.
zoom
There was a
in
theme stance. It
on
was
her
good.
face.
I think that's one of the good parts of this movie is like the direction and it had like a tone to it, and they kind
Exactly.
of, as you said before, watching Stans, that it feels like they lose that after this first one.
I feel like they lose it halfway through this first one. To be
No.
perfectly honest,
No.
I feel like the second half wasn't quirky at all.
No, it was very quirky.
After baseball, last third, call it last third.
It was
I
still
think the
quirky.
whole movie was quirky. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just they had to get a bit more serious because it was the climax of the plot, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You don't. That's you don't have to.
James
You don't
as
have
a
to.
villain was like the fucking campiest fucking I'm gonna film you and then I'm gonna
That was actually-
I'm gonna
yeah.
bite your wrist as
Yeah.
Edward watches. He didn't really give a shit about actually killing her because he had multiple chances to. He was just teasing to fucking Edward because he was
Yeah.
like, I'm
was-
great.
Yeah, quite weird.
which was good. That was what you wanted. You wanted him to be a villain.
Right.
Yeah.
He truly was a villain.
We talked about how like Edward is fucking creepy as fuck for the age thing. We
Yeah.
keep on mentioning that because Stans won't shut up about it. He's
You
all he
brought
can
it up.
talk about.
You brought it up, not me. But remember, he's an adult. He's lived many lifetimes. Look at how many graduation caps he had. Maybe this is not the first girl that this happened with. It's crazy.
We know it's not, but we don't know in the movie. So,
Yeah, so I don't know that. I just think
Yeah.
he's a creeper.
But the stuff that he like, he's creepy again, like I give him the pass for the age thing, but he's just creepy in himself. Like him staring, like staying in a room before they're even like
saying he's
dating
done that for
and
months.
watching her.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah, that was a huge like. If she was like, oh, right in the head, she would be like, this is.
Yeah, but again, she's a teenage girl.
Yeah,
it's fine. Her brain's not fully developed.
Nah, there are so many moments where even a teenage girl would be like, okay, this is crazy.
This
like,
is crazy.
When he was
He's
like,
really creepy.
you are my life now. You are my everything. Before he fucking like takes her away, and he fucking. It's wild. Some of the lines and the way that he deals with her is like crazy shit.
It is crazy, but I think it's like it appeals to that sense of like attachment, like having someone who would literally do anything for you, who would go to the ends of the earth for you.
Yeah.
Who, you know what I mean? Like especially
I would have
when you're a
liked them
teenager.
to build up.
Yeah, I just think especially when you're a teenager, and speaking as someone who was formerly a teenage girl, that was very like, oh my God, someone would want to be with me forever, and someone would want to make me their whole life. You know, there was something very appealing about that when you're a teenage girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if there was more scenes, like when they were outside Bella's house, and he was like, "Hey, I'm kind of happy and cool, and I'm with you," and then he like fixes the car and shit, and they're just like talking as a couple. I'd love more scenes like that, and then it would feel maybe a bit more justified that he was like, "You're my everything. I love you so much." Like,
Yeah, we have to keep you safe. Yeah,
and we also don't know.
Like,
it could have been cut like that. Like there could have been like
maybe they shot
scenes.
another hour content, release the Snyder cut.
Because I feel like the book. Again, I've not read it in a while. I read it when it came out, so it felt like in the book maybe it was a bit more justified because. You get to feel it from everyone's perspective rather than it just being like a more condensed version in Bella's perspective.
Yeah, because if we only got I'm so in love with him, I'm so in love with him, I'm so in love with him, but if you also get like I'm so in love with her, it's like, oh, maybe that's like normal. If you abstract out everything else.
Yeah, for sure. If you abstract out the 1,000-year-old dragon, it's fine.
Yeah, and his personality and his family
and
the
being
fact
a creep and being horrible and rude and a piece of shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the fact that she had to break her dad's heart.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh,
That's
that
tough.
was so tough. Dude, the best character in the whole entire film is
her dad. Completely
and it was
agree.
so sad. He plays it really well, but I guess you don't really... He's just like a reserved, stoic character, so it's not the hardest character to play, but he fucking sells it, dude. You feel for him, for sure. Oh, we were talking about it as it was going on, but the music, dude, is something that I wish we talked about like before, because holy shit, there's a shit ton of bangers in this fucking soundtrack. We've got Paramore again, we've got fucking Robert Pattinson, we've got more Paramore, we've got fucking
Muse.
Yeah, Muse.
Yeah. I did actually know the name and the band, but it's just such a good song.
It is so good.
My mum's got Supermassive Black Hole as her ringtone.
Oh,
on her
shut
phone.
up. That's so funny.
And it's specifically, she heard it the first time in Twilight and was like, that is such a good song. And so
That was
she
the first
put it as
time-
a ringtone.
That was the first time I heard it. I think that was the first time a lot of people heard it.
I'm sure, yeah.
Because they were so low budget. Like when it was less than, how much did it, I think it was less than $1 million is what their total budget was for the entire movie.
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly. So they really were going after musicians and artists that were not super popular. Like Paramore was like huge for them. And I remember they were still just like coming up at that time.
Oh yeah, Paramore weren't a huge band then, but yeah, they were probably, I think Muse were big in the UK, so maybe they hadn't
huge.
Transcended to the US yet, but I don't know.
Okay. Also, I was way wrong. Apparently, the production of the first movie Twilight cost $37 million.
Fake indie, dude. Such fake. It's like Dave the Diver.
Someone told me $1 million. I remember that, and I remember thinking like, that's
so
crazy.
funny.
Yeah, 37 of them. Unfortunately,
Richelle said as we were watching, there was a couple of scenes with Robert Pattinson's music playing in the background, and she was like, they were trying to save money, so they got Robert was like, dude, hey, you can use some of my songs like for free, like they're on a low budget, and it's fucking 37 million.
Bro, for
That's
37
crazy.
million, I feel like that they pocketed some money there. What cost 37 million, right?
Well, to be fair, some of the shots were crazy. No, like CGI and it all being practical, apart from the fucking zoomies, like we said. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
True.
And shooting on location. Shooting on location is super expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for the locations that they got. It was sick.
They were in the middle of nowhere, like, when he was rained on. I kind of like that he got rained on because I think that was real.
She didn't, and then 2 seconds later,
he
he's telling the same
and then
story
he was dry.
Yeah. It stopped raining,
That's not how that works.
That's what you're supposed to think. Oh, it stopped raining. The sun came out.
It's not raining.
He dried up a little bit.
Yeah, he would only be wet if it's
That's
raining.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked a lot about how fucking hot they both were and how much we were fucking horny for them or whatever, but there was an actual plot, like, outside of the fucking teen horniness.
Mm-hmm.
I say there was a plot. There wasn't really, right? Was there?
There was
it was
murders
just
happening in this town. There could have been
yeah,
like
but there wasn't. That's the bit that Stanz gave a shit about. No one gives a shit about. Anything could be happening in the town.
I liked
dude.
it. She was doing research. She was making new friends. They were going places and revealing plot points.
Stanz only paid attention when she was Googling on her laptop about.
I was like, oh,
vampires
she's a
and
hacker.
shit.
Oh yeah, she's got this.
He's like, now I relate.
What did the guy say? Macintosh, more like Hackintosh. What did the? I don't surf the web. I surf the waves.
Yeah, he said, I don't only surf the internet. I also surf the waves.
That's so funny. Yeah,
It's so sick. So
that's me.
I will say that I think it was weird initially with Bella coming in because I think we're supposed to get the vibes that like no one likes her. So how would like Edward of all people start liking her? That's like the vibe that I remembered
Everyone was
from the
so
book.
nice to her.
Yeah.
But everyone fucking sucked her off in the first fucking like third of the movie. All of her friend group, she's new, and they're all like, "Oh my god, please be my friend. You're amazing. I want you
Sit
for
at our
everything."
You're
lunch table and
beautiful.
go to prom with me and this and that. Yeah,
You're my
there's
baby.
There's 3 guys in that friendship group, and all 3 of them are like, "Please, please date me, please." Right?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
I don't know if part of it is that it's such a small town, and so having like a new pretty girl move in is like huge.
Yeah, a
news.
new
It's-
toy to
it's
play
just-
with. I think one of them said, which is
it's
fucking
just
disgusting.
self-insert, and we're trying to explain away the fact that like that's what you would want if you were Bella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
if you were
it,
Bella,
yeah.
you would want all of the guys at your new
Yeah, the
school
girls to think you're
pretty.
like better than them.
Yeah,
and, like,
for
oh,
sure.
wish
But I
was
think the
like
story
you.
makes more sense if everyone doesn't like her, and then
I
Edward
completely agree.
doesn't like her, and then all of a sudden starts to like her, and she
Dude,
dates him, and everyone's
incel
like, "Oh my
Bella
god, what?"
hanging out with the vampires is a better story. Straight up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree. But it was written by a horny Mormon.
For younger,
woman.
exactly. Yeah, it wasn't written
Yeah.
for me who'd be like,
No.
wouldn't that be interesting? You
Yeah.
know? So that's totally fine.
So Stan's loved the fucking Googling and all that kind of shit. Didn't really give a
Yes.
shit about the romance.
the cold man, cold feet, cold man.
Yeah, it was just I could have done without those parts. Mainly because I wanted more of I just wanted it to be a romance, dude. I don't give a fuck about the people dying and Bella being in danger.
Right. I don't want it to be a romance because I think that they're a bad couple because of
Oh,
everything.
boo-hoo.
That's why I
the
didn't like it.
ages. Blah,
Yeah.
blah,
Yeah.
blah. Old guy. We get it.
I just feel
God.
like he's a predator and she is being preyed
Predator
upon.
Schmeditor, am I right?
I'm not saying.
I know.
I'm not saying anything. All I know is that she's looking at him as if he is a 17-year-old boy, not a
Correct.
108-year-old
But we know
man.
he is not.
Even though the villains of the movie are scattered like throughout, the movie could almost exist like without them being in it at all, and it might even be like for the first half of the movie, it might be a better movie if we don't know what's killing the people, that it's humans, that it's vampires, right? That are
Well, I think
killing
it's
the people,
better
and they
if you
say
assume it's
animals.
Edward, right? And then there's a reason to like not trust
Right,
it.
exactly, yeah.
For
They
sure,
say
but
like,
that
oh, there's
never comes to
animals,
fruition.
there's like humans that are killing the animals,
And he
they're
literally
like, what?
tells her like, I hunted, just not humans. And it's like,
Yeah.
put 2 and 2 together. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I realized
Maybe she
said
doesn't
it, I
trust
said
him.
humans hunting the animals. I meant animals. There was animal attacks was supposed to be
Yeah.
the thing, right? And then the dad goes, well, no, it's not. Well, it might not be animals, I think. And you're like,
and
wait,
then
is it Edward?
the werewolf guy was also like, yeah, you're right. And he goes, yeah, we know what we're talking about, but they don't. It's not. It's
No.
actually not. It makes no sense. That was so weird.
I guess if they did that, oh no, because it's only for the viewer. I was going to say if they did that, then it makes it even crazier that Bella would be okay with Edward. But for the viewer, it would just put you in the same place as Bella, who has none of the context. Bella hasn't seen the scenes of it not being Edward killing the people, right?
Correct.
So she would think that her fucking wannabe boyfriend is the person that's murdering all those people.
Which would be sick. It'd be a sick part of the movie.
That would be
It
a
would
sick
be sick.
Because then she'd actually have to wrestle with the fact, like, do I love a murderer? Can I be with someone who I know murders people?
Right.
Yeah, and then almost instantly, as soon as she finds out he's a vampire, he goes, by the way, I don't kill people. So there's like none of that, like,
I'm
And
Casper the Friendly
conflicted.
Ghost.
she immediately believes him. Like, she immediately
That's
believes him
true.
with everything
Yeah.
in the movie.
The whole scene in the woods there, from her perspective, is absurd.
Yeah.
You're a vampire, and you're not going to hurt me, and I know that. And he's like, what are
Yeah.
you talking about, lady?
He's like,
But also-
I'm a villain.
Yeah.
Look at me, I glow.
yeah.
yeah, look at me.
It
I
is.
glow.
It is very like you can tell it was fucking Stephanie Meyer's fantasy, right?
Oh, for
'Cause
sure.
Yeah.
It is written so fucking well. Like I don't care, and I want your blood so badly, and she's like,
Yeah.
take my blood, just take me. It's fucking
Yeah.
so on the nose, but it's so good, and all of those. You hated that scene, the way it was shot. I think when we were watching Stanz, all the fucking crazy angles and shit.
And she's just like standing the wrong way, and I was like, "This is not human." And you even brought up like, "This is not how people talk." It was just all
but I
so
think to me,
weird.
like I really saw it as I thought the shots were so well done because it made her look like prey. That was the first time that she
I
really
agree.
did look
Yeah.
like prey to Edward.
Sure.
Edward's behind her, stalking her,
So if you're
telling her he's going
to me,
eat her.
she goes in the woods and he follows her. If
Yeah.
you want to have that conversation and pray, like she should be moving. She should be walking.
Oh, and
He
he's
should be
like hunting her
following
down.
Yes,
Right,
there's
yeah.
like there's other ways to do it, not like spinny cam and her standing there saying like you're not gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? It's just like
I think it was cool though. It was still. It
wasn't
could have
bad.
been.
It was cool.
I just thought
Yeah.
could have been if you really want to maybe make her scared. She wasn't scared at all. Like how is
Yeah.
she pray? She's like I don't really give a shit.
I feel like there are two potential versions of this movie. One is like they go full romance, who gives a shit about fucking vampires hunting her, and they're just horny and the vampires, and it's great. And then there's like a horror version of this movie where it's like she actually thinks, and we actually think that Edward is a killer and that
Yeah.
she's in danger the whole time, and then it's revealed that she's not. But then there's other vampires. That would be cool. It would be like an
Yeah.
actual interesting scary film or like
Yeah.
a good romance film. There's like two
Well,
versions. And
the
we
first-
didn't get either.
The first version is True Blood.
yeah,
The first
true.
version is True Blood, but the horror version would be really cool. I completely agree.
Yeah, I guess we got both merged into one. And I guess the book is kind of like that. I don't know. I feel like neither side got fleshed out enough for it to be as compelling as I think the book is. But still, fucking great movie. I had a
Yeah.
great time. And I would maybe say, after watching this one, that the parts that I don't like about this movie, New Moon gets rid of those. And it's just like, dude, let's fucking love triangle. Hello.
Yeah.
Well, that's because the parts that I liked are going to be completely gone.
They're gone. They will be gone. They're
Yeah.
100% gone.
Yeah.
Stans will absolutely hate New Moon.
Yeah.
Like there will
Yes,
seen
which
it.
is why we've got to make him watch it. So if you want to ruin Stan's life,
Yes,
you can
yes,
do that
yes,
for a measly $5. That's all it takes. You individually, you watching this right now, if we get literally 20,
That's
5, 30.
Okay.
I did math wrong. If we get 30 of you fuckers watching right now to pay $5, you can ruin Stan's life. How's that sound? That sounds great to me.
Woohoo!
And you get another episode with me.
Oh, you're coming back from
And
the
another
Of
episode with
course.
Richelle.
Of
Actually, yes,
course.
we have to do the whole thing together because I need
That's
someone
why I'm saying
to.
just cut out the middleman. Why do I
No,
need to be there? You guys
I
love
need-
this movie.
Because you're part of Binge and Cringe. I'm
I'm
just
the,
the
here's
guest.
the problem. I'm outnumbered now. When it's just two, I can be mean to the movie. He can defend the movie. But now it's like two people are like, no, you don't get it. This movie's great. And I'm like, all right.
Well, I was surprised at how in the middle I was after watching this. I thought I'd leave this and go. I stood by what you were saying, which you said Twilight's good, the others are bad.
Yeah.
I was like expecting this to be actually really good, and I feel like it wasn't like as good as I had hoped it was going to be. It was a lot
yeah.
more. I was laughing at it a lot more than I thought I was going to after watching. So
Fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
think
it,
I'm
it
gonna,
had to establish its tone. This was the flag in the sand.
yeah, and I think it's all uphill from here with New Moon. Woo!
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to Binge and Cringe.
Thank you very much. And Richelle, what we normally do is Stans is always really prepared, and he says a random. For some reason, this is a crazy thing that he does.
Yeah.
He says a random catchphrase or like
Or
tagline
like a
from a
brand.
brand
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
to
Gillette,
close
the
us
best a
out.
man can get.
Okay.
So give us any catchphrase that you can think of to end out this podcast, Richelle.
Oh God.
Just any
I'm
brand.
so
Think of a
bad with
brand.
this pressure.
Yeah, I usually Google it, to be perfectly honest.
Also, we
Google?
can edit this, so
Yeah.
you,
And we
you
can
have
edit it. We can make it look like you knew it right on the
No,
spot.
I don't want to edit. No, I'm authentic.
Okay, no edits
bitch.
then.
Okay.
No
Authentic.
edits. I just got to come up with
Uh-oh,
something.
Yep.
Rochelle's taking an L. She's Googling.
Okay, no, I'm not Googling. I'm not Googling. What is Maybelline? Because you can or something?
It's maybe she's born with it.
Maybe she's born. Oh, you know it. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe she's Maybelline.
No, maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe she's
There we
Maybelline.
Edit
go.
this. Editor, you gotta
It's
save it.
crazy that you chose one that, like, it's Maybelline. Is like, it's in the title. You went Maybelline. What is it? Because she can?
Because she can. Just like
It's
Bella.
so funny.
Just
It's
like
the one
Bella.
Because
Because
Yeah,
she
that's it.
can.
Man.
Tell me that's not a great catchphrase.
Still, she persisted. Ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen, thank you for listening to Binge and Cringe or getting out of here. Back
Bye-bye.
to Glee
Thank you.
next episode.
Bye.
And hopefully never new moon. See you next
New
time.
New Moon, 150 patrons. Let's go.